Sequence 1. The speaker reminds the audience wrote the name of the turf and in capital letter. The next, the audience must read the director carefully and had to mark the answer on the answer sheet. The speaker suggests let him know if the audience didn't have a answer. Finally, when the audience had finished turning the stack, and then the audience might go home. 2. The speaker suggested give to present Missy Shirt Kim playing the violin concerto. Next, she says the concert would be preceded by the brief talk by Professor Rupert Simon on the history of the violin, and Mr. Simon had lectured on the violin all around the world. The speaker says they would all go to the lobby to enjoy the refreshment. Finally, she introduced about professional Simon. 3. The speaker stated the audience signed in at the desk and got a visitor pass when entering the building. Next, they didn't lose this bag and needed to wear it all the time in the building. They must wait for the escort to accompany them to their destination, and they must be escorted back to the reception desk. Finally, they must to sign out and returning their pass when leaving. 4. The speaker reminds that the story will be closed in 15 minutes. So the customer took card they purchased to the cashier. Next, if the customer was paying 5 or fewer items and was paying with cash, they could give the express checkout line, the customer make sure to check the right size and the color before they paid, because the story didn't accept returns. Finally, the speaker said that the customer had to show the receipt to the guard when leaving the store. 5. The speaker introduced the new words were their weekend weather report. Next, the speaker said Tom Tallas could interview Susan Gifford about her new book. That was how to get rich in the stock market. And then Missy Gerber's brother renowned expert on investing and finance, and writes the weekly newspaper column You and Your Money. And finally, the speaker assessed the Peter Craig with her news would be very informative show. The speaker says to the audience that there should be a large dinner for tomorrow, the following day afternoon's National Day parade. Next, she says it would be preceded by the speech by the mayor and the chief of the police. Then everyone was invited to enjoy a barbecue and fireworks at the city park in the evening. Finally, the speaker reminded the audience attended the morning soccer game at the National Stadium, and they should be apply early if they want to be sure of getting a good seat. 7. The speaker informed that a few changes had to be made to their conference schedule because a schedule conflict. So, for professional transmissions would speak immediately following lunch instead of before. Next, the morning coffee would be serviced in the front her instead of in the dinner room, and the morning workshops would be begin at 10 o'clock as originally scheduled. The sessions would be begin until 1:30. Finally, she introduced Missy Carter, would give the opening talk. The speaker informed that the president had the last day for a visit to Latin America. Next, the speaker said he would head first to the meeting in the Mexico City with a leader from Colombia, Brazil, and Mexico. Then he would go into the meeting with the head of state in the Peru and Ecuador. Finally, he would tour factories and met with the union leaders in both countries. 9. The speaker congratulated the client. Became an owner of the graphic 2010 print marking machine, and enjoy the luxury of having fresh pig pressed every day right in the home. Next, the speaker introduced the client to use the machine. The speaker shall choose a recipe from the introduction period, assemble and measure the ingredients, and place them in the machine. Finally, the client could be able to wait for the first test. 10. The speaker informed the Artisan that they could register for class by the phone and avoid the long lines at the registration officers. Next, the speaker said they had to put card to the telephone number to register, and they could press 1 if they was a new student, or press 2 if they was a returning student. Then the artisan enters their social security number and next class number. Next, the artisan had to select all their classes into their credit card number and handle. Finally, the artisans receive a receipt by mail within 5 days. Thank you for listening.